when I was in high school, I was making more money than my teachers were, you know? But like when I go in once a week to make music, that day is like probably like one of the funnest days all week for me.
Did you end up paying a lot of people?
$500.
That's it?
Yeah, and then my song started doing like 50,000 streams a week.
Welcome back to episode 10 of the No Script Podcast. Today's guest is an artist with 3.7 million monthly listeners on Spotify. His song Ashes has over 200 million streams and has been used in over 1.7 million TikTok videos. He now lives right down the street from me, which means I'm doing something right with my life. Please welcome the one and only Stellar.
Yo, what up?
What up, man? What up, what up, what up? Look at you. All these rappers come wearing chains, wearing...
It's the image, you know?
Off-white.
Off-white, my
And then I'm over
brand.
here with no free feet pics.
Rip Virgil, Rip Virgil.
Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for making the long walk.
Yeah, the 1 minute up the street walk.
He texts me, he's like, on the way, bro. I put my phone down. Zzz. I'm like, hello. He's like, I'm here. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're an artist.
Yes, sir.
You had kind of a different start than a lot of artists do.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Walk us through like where you were when you first started making music, where the inspiration came from, and your journey.
So when I first started making music, I was a freshman in college. I was a CS major at a tech school in Massachusetts. So like
You were in computer science.
computer science.
Oh, you were like
Yeah, I was a fucking nerd, bro.
Indian as fuck.
I was Indian as fuck, bro. Engineering, bro. That's what my parents were like. You have to be an engineer, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. Like doctor, engineer. So like doing the computer science route, I hated it. I hated every fucking single aspect of it. But yeah, there's like more to the story. It goes back farther because I used to I used to be a creator. I had a massive YouTube channel.
Before college?
Before college. You had like 75,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For gaming. So,
for gaming?
Yeah, I used to make more money than my teachers did in high school when I was in high school.
Oh, that's a flex.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool, yeah. Like, but that's where like my creative kind of like talent came from. And then I went into college. My parents made me go to college anyway, even though I was making good money. And I hated computer science, and my YouTube channel was dying because it was like a tough school, tough major. And I kind of like started working on music, gave up my YouTube channel completely. I'm like, I like music. And the way I picked up music was I was watching the Juice WRLD freestyles. I don't know if you've seen those.
Which are like 20 minutes long of Juice WRLD
yeah,
going
like
at it, huh?
an hour
yeah.
long freestyles. And he was so inspiring to me. He was like the artist that like literally made me start making music. I loved him at the time. He was like my favorite artist. Like, and essentially I was so inspired by his freestyles. There was a recommended video on the side of like the video I was watching that was like anyone can freestyle. And I was just intrigued. So I clicked on it and it kind of like gave me tips on like how to freestyle. So most people when they freestyle, they're like, they think about the end word of like a rhyme. So like dog, right? Mm-hmm. The next thing you think of is like bog or frog, you know? And then once you like think of 3 rhymes, you can't really think past it, you know?
Right. So what do you think?
So what the guy in the video said was don't think about the last word rhyming. Just talk about something. Like talk about a topic and try to make it rhyme. So like if you're at the beach, you know, you can like it's nice out, blah, 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 blah. Like, and then every once in a while you can make the end of the word rhyme. And then it sounds like you know what you're fucking doing.
So that's why like Harry Mack probably is like a good example of that. Cause like, I don't know if you know who Harry Mack is. He goes on and does like the freestyles on the beach and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like when he freestyles, he's literally doing what you're telling me. He's building a story. He's like pointing at people that are there, building a story. We're here, we're doing this kind of thing, as opposed to just random.
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly. And if people throw words at you, you can keep going because then you can change the last word rhyming. So it's a lot easier to like freestyle when like someone's just like spitting words at you or gives you words to go off of, because then you can literally change the last word and then you just talk about things and you like try to make it rhyme. Like I honestly haven't freestyled in a long time because like back in the day I used to do more like rap than like now I do like pop music. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that good at it anymore. But back then I used to do it all the time. And I figured I could freestyle after watching that video. And that was like the moment where I was like, oh shit, like maybe I should make music. I can literally freestyle. Like I showed all my roommates in college. They were freaking out. Like, what the hell? Like you can just do that. And I'm like,
all these computer science kids at like 2 a.m. studying. And then this guy, guys, I could rap.
yeah, no, they're all like, shut up. But then when I showed them, they're just like, what?
Can you freestyle right now?
I haven't done it in a while. I could throw on a beat. It's probably gonna be ass, but like what
Can
I
we,
do,
can we make it happen?
sure if you want. What I do now more is like I do like melodic freestyles because I make pop music.
Yeah.
So I'll like sing something catchy.
Which is harder, no?
It's way easier for me.
Really?
Yeah, because if
Can
I
you
was,
hit a beat? Can you play a beat?
hopefully this shit isn't ass. I'll do my best.
He plays like one of his own beats. He's like trying to sell them. Would we be able to hear that here or no?
I think phone would be better for me.
Should I play it on the phone?
Yeah.
Would that work for you?
Sure.
Do you have a beat you want to play?
I'm just gonna go to like Pacific Beats. I'm gonna sing for you. I'm not gonna fucking rap.
I'd rather you sing.
Okay, because I can't. I'm not a good rapper anymore. I used to make rap music. A lot of people don't know I have like a trap rap song on my
Yeah?
YouTube channel. Yeah.
On your old gaming YouTube channel?
Well, on my old gaming YouTube channel is now my artist channel.
You changed it, huh?
Yeah.
Do you still have your videos up from before?
Yeah. If you scroll back, it's Fortnite and Halo.
So well, that's not that long ago then, right?
I mean, in high school, I used to do that.
Wait, how old are you?
22.
Okay, dude, you say like when I was in college. That was like 2 years ago.
I mean, I dropped out of college, so
Same.
it was a little while ago. But yeah, I mean, it feels like a long time now. You know.
At what point did you drop out?
I dropped out my junior year of college. Like,
This is literally me. This is me 2.0.
yeah, like the start of junior year. So like right when COVID was dying down, because I didn't want to move out like in the middle of COVID because I didn't see the point.
Yeah.
So kind of stuck it out until like COVID died down. And then I moved to LA. I moved here 2021 at the start of 2021.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's almost been 2 years of me being here now.
We look the same shit. And we live right down the street.
Yes, sir. Here, I'm going to pull up like a random beat.
Uh-oh. The stellar freestyle. It's freestyling over an ad.
I have it on I have like 5 YouTube accounts.
YouTube is like sucking his cock, giving him like records.
I like giving people money.
No, this is weird
Whoa.
as fuck. What should I think about?
Joker.
Australian.
The Joker?
Australians, Indians, and Joker.
See, that's not. I don't operate like that anymore. Like, okay, I'm just gonna freestyle whatever fucking comes to my head.
All right.
Down the river, yeah, we row in that boat and we go faster, faster. You know how it goes. And when I'm looking at your eyes, you see me on a rider. But see, like what
Yeah, that was good.
what I do now is a lot different because it's more about the melodies and what like sounds good. That made no fucking sense at all. But like, I'll try again with a different beat. That was fucking weird.
That was really good. Holy shit. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to record this and sell it.
It's more melodies than making sense, you know? And then I like make it make sense later. I know what you want from me, and I don't want to see you bleeding. It's okay, cause when I'm looking at you, when I'm running away, and now so let me take you down now. I don't fucking know.
Damn, that was really good.
See,
That
it's
was
more
really good.
melody based. Like what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but that's because like back in the day, I used to like want to like rap more than make pop music, but with pop melodies or everything. So like maybe out of that freestyle, I'll be like I'll voice memo it and I'll like one little bit, and I might have said like 1 or 2 words that are like really cool.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, let me take you down, and we'll fill the rest of the melody with words that like make sense.
So are you like an artist that would go into the studio and just like freestyle and like clip a line you like and then
No,
just try to
so I
get it?
like go in the studio, like I build a beat out, and with the producer, kind of in the genre of like what I want to make music in, and then he'll play it, and I'll just rip melodies the exact same way I just did, into my phone, and then if I like anything, I'll be like, oh, what I said there was like really cool, then that'll be like the hook of the song, and like build around it.
And do you work with like the same people every single time? Like in music, I know it's a lot of times you have a team that you're just.
I used to do that. I used to work with a lot of people, but now I found like 4 or 5 producers that I just rotate between. Like the shit I make with them is just like astronomically better than like a majority of people. Like a lot of people, like you gotta find a groove with them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hard going in every time with like someone new or like trying new people out because it's like you don't always connect with someone.
Yeah.
When you find someone that like gets it, gets you, makes your life so much easier. So yeah, I work with like 4 producers now on like rotation.
Nice.
Yeah, a majority of my songs are produced by the same people.
So then in terms of like monetization, how did like I know like when it comes to monetization, there's so many different percentages that go all over the place in music.
Yeah.
People are complaining that streams aren't making them as much money as they want. Are you focused more on monetization from your music side of things or more from your content side of
Oh,
things?
dude, I don't even fucking monetize my content.
Not at all.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the TikTok creator fund or whatever.
Well, that's like shit.
Yeah,
Right?
there was like in a period of time where people are like, "Oh, yo, this like was reducing your views," so I just turned it off because I didn't like streams make me money, you
Mhm.
know? Like my songs are what are paying my bills. I don't really give a shit about like content monetization. I do the content to promote the music, you know?
Right.
And like kind of like build the brand. It's not about getting paid from like a YouTube video. Like if people like the music that I'm talking about in the YouTube video, they'll go stream it and that's what actually pays me.
So is there a big gap between like being able to make a living on music and not? Because I know like because you have a shitload of streams. Like your song's
Yeah.
got over 200
No, it's
million, right?
honestly really tough.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
Like what is it per stream? It's probably like
So
0.0.
a good reference is like it's a $4,000 per million streams.
Which is not easy. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Especially in music.
Exactly. It's not easy to do that. I mean, I'm a special case where I had like a record go crazy and I kind of built my platform off that. But like growing to that point is really tough. That's why a lot of artists like work numerous jobs. But once you pass that threshold, music pays really well.
Right.
Because like getting the difference between getting 1 million streams and 10 million streams is like a viral video once you have the platform.
Right.
Right. And that's like,
And then so you already have like the followers, which is like the monthly listeners, right?
yes.
And monthly listeners, does that come like do they click a button or how does monthly listeners
Monthly
work?
listeners are how many individual people listen to your music in a span of a month.
So you have what, 3.6 million?
3.7, yeah.
3.7. It was 3.6 and you just hit
3.6 yesterday, 3.7 today.
That's crazy. So then you dropped a song yesterday, and then for reference, how many views is that? Or how many listens does that have now?
I dropped a song, I dropped 18 hours ago, it has 40,000 streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you posting on? I know because I know DistroKid is something where it puts
Yeah,
it
yeah,
on all platforms.
DistroKid's, so there's distributors for music, right?
Right.
DistroKid's like the one for independent artists, usually upcoming artists that don't have connections to actual distributors that like have back-end connections to Spotify. Honestly, if I were an upcoming artist, I would use DistroKid or TuneCore because it's easy, it's cheap. But I don't use DistroKid because like I kind of have like a fan base and a following, and it was a lot easier for me to get in contact with like an actual distributor. So the difference between my distributor and DistroKid is, say, for whatever reason, your sound on TikTok gets taken down for like being flagged. I don't know why that could happen. You know, like people could be jealous reporting you, or like someone posts a video with your sound and the video's fucked up, so people report your sound. Whatever. There's like millions of reasons why it could be taken down.
Right.
If I'm at DistroKid and I call them or email them, it'll take like a week for it to get back up.
Oh, really?
Yes, because they're like customer service is like slower because they have a fuck ton of people using
Right.
the platform. But my distributor will get it back up in like 2 hours
Oh, okay.
because I have a direct contact there, and they'll like freak out and have a direct contact at Spotify or TikTok and just like boom. But the thing is, with DistroKid, you don't have to pay your distributor anything. It's free, right? You just pay the monthly fee, which is like $12, I think,
Right.
a year, or 20. I don't know, something. It's not a lot.
Right.
But with my distributor, they take 8% of my royalties, which is a lot
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
at the end of the day. But the thing is, I have, like, I'm a lot more secure with them. And there's no real distributors that have the connections that do like monthly payments. You know?
Okay. So that's already 8% going to the distributor,
Yes.
and then who else takes percentages from? music?
My management takes 20%, and then the producer also takes 20%. So I'm essentially making like 52%.
Now you're not signed to a label, are you? You're doing
Right.
this all
Did I
independent.
do the math there right? 40, 48, yeah, 52. Yeah.
So 52, you keep 52, or you're at 48?
I keep 52.
You're at 52.
48% of it goes to like XYZ.
Okay, and then does your management like provide everything else you need, or are you?
Yeah,
like,
no, they like if I want something done, I tell them happens within the week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, so then for like TikTok, since your start came from mostly TikTok and promoting your music from there.
Yeah.
I was doing a little research on you before. I don't know like how accurate this is, but supposedly you were paying people to use your song on
Yeah.
TikTok, and then like you told them for every 1,000 views, I'll give you like $20 for every like million, I'll give you 100 or
Yeah,
something?
so essentially like I optimized an idea that I saw. So I saw like there's 3 people back in the day. This was like early TikTok before like the hype started. It was right before COVID happened, right? So I feel like everyone kind of got the app when COVID blew up. So I saw this kid posting videos saying, "Hey, if you use my sound, I'll pay you $1,000 if you get a lot of views." So vague,
Right.
right? And he ended up going broke because
Just paying everyone money.
yeah, because he didn't specify anything. So I'm like, okay, like this, it clearly worked for him. Like his sound got like 5,000 uses. I'm like, holy shit. Song was pretty mid, not gonna lie, but like the marketing strategy was good, right? So I was like, what if I optimize this with Ashes, which is my big record? I knew that song was a hit. I was just waiting. I was biding my time, waiting for like the right time to market it, right? When I listen to that song, show that song to people, they're like, holy fucking shit, this song is like, this song could hit Billboard, you know? And I mean, at the time I had no following at all.
When was this? This was when you were in college still, or you were already out of college?
2020.
Oh, this was before you even moved out here. You were
Yes, this was before I moved out, right when COVID hit.
Okay.
So essentially, like I started promoting my music heavily when COVID happened because I had a lot more free time. In college, I had no time at all. So yeah, just essentially COVID gave me the time I needed to promote my music. And yeah, I saw this kid's marketing strategy, and I was like, what if I optimized it? What if I like set like limits? So hey, if you hit 1 million views with my sound, I'll give you $100, right? And I kind of like structured it so like if you hit like 100,000, I'll give you $10, right? If you hit like 500,000, I'll give you like $20.
Which is great incentive. Plus, you're not even like, that's very worth the money for
Right.
you.
So at the time, there was no creator fund. There weren't even like TikTok agencies that were like paying creators to use sounds. Right? TikTok was fairly new. Like people just wanted to make money.
Were you already on Musically before TikTok, or
No,
had you
no.
just started TikTok?
Yeah,
for
I saw
music?
like Arizona Zervis blow up Roxanne and like Old Town Road with Lil Nas X. I'm like, okay, like this is like the next spot to blow up music. I'd been trying a bunch of shit, like playlisting, just like random crap, you know, like none of it was working.
Playlisting used to be huge. That's what I heard everyone was
but
trying to do on paid people to get on
Everyone's
Spotify.
trying to do playlisting, but that just like fake streams, bro. Like it's
Is
not
it?
real people. Yeah, the second you get off the playlist, where the fuck do the streams
Right.
go? They vanish. You know, like it's like maybe you'll grow a little bit, but like that's not the approach you should be taking. The approach you should be taking right now is like short form content because your music will speak for itself, right?
Right.
You just got to be clever. You
Yeah.
got to be like ahead of the norm. But yeah, so essentially I optimized the idea. I green screened in front of like a screenshot that I put up. I'm like, hey, if you do this, I'll pay you this amount. Whatever. The video went kind of viral, right? For me at the time, it was the most viral video I ever had. I had like 3,000 followers at the time. Got like 50,000 views. But that butterflied into like millions of fucking views because people would duet the video and be like, blow up this video so I can get $100.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the sound would be tagged because when you duet it, it's tagged. And then people are like, oh, what if I do it? So like tons of people started using the sound.
Right.
So it grew from like 100 uses to 10,000 in a span of like a week.
Now, how, like, were you worried that too many videos were gonna get 1 million at that point?
Dude, I just ended the challenge.
Oh, you ended it.
After a week, I'm like, challenge is over. Like, sorry guys.
How
like,
much did you end up paying? A lot of people?
$500.
That's it.
Yeah, and then my song started doing like 50,000 streams a week, a day. Sorry.
Damn.
So yeah, no, I like got 15 million views worth of exposure for like $500.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, just the way I structured the tier list for the screenshot was like people weren't actually getting 1 million views. You know what I mean? Just a fuck ton of people were using it,
Right.
and like maybe like 2 or 3 people got 1 million, like 2 or 3 people got 500,000.
So what was it? 500,000 was $20.
$20. So I barely paid out anything, and I
Yeah.
just got a fuck ton of exposure.
Wow.
And then my song started blowing up, and I'm like, oh shit, like I made it. Blah blah blah. You know, the song had like 1 million streams by the end of the month. I'm like, I'm a fucking artist, guys. You know what I mean? But I actually had a second video that actually like changed everything. So that was like the start. That was like the start of the snowball effect.
So was this like, was a snowball effect for your music, or was it like when you posted the second one, you didn't see the?
No, the second one was even more clever of an idea.
Really?
Yeah. So I essentially said I noticed that people using my sound, because after I ended the challenge, like people were actually getting millions of views with it, and just like organically. They weren't even reaching out to me because I like deleted the original video, or like I think I privated it or something. And but people just started using the sound because they liked it, Because you know, like how on TikTok, like shit just starts
Yeah,
exploding.
yeah. Did anyone big end up using it?
Oh, a fuck ton of big people did.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anna Banana. I don't fucking know.
Who's Anna Banana?
You don't know Anna Banana? She's pretty big. I can't really place who fucking used it, but 1.7
Yeah,
1.7
it's
million
insane.
people
Yeah,
used
yeah.
it. So like a good amount of people did use
Which
it.
is a lot, like especially during that time when TikTok was just becoming a thing.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was
lot
one of the
people-
biggest sounds on the platform. But yeah, essentially what I did was I noticed that people using the sound were having their videos blow up because it was like in the algorithm, you know?
Yeah.
It was like hot in the algorithm. So I just made a video pointing out like, hey, if you use my sound, your videos are gonna go viral. And I kind of structured the video in a way that made it seem like the sound was like the sole reason
Yeah.
why the videos were going viral, which wasn't entirely true. It was like a part of the reason. Like it had to be a good video, but like tagging my sound would help it go viral because it was like a trending sound.
Right.
So it wasn't like 100% true, but it was technically true. I just like framed it in a way to make it look like the sound was the reason
Yeah.
it was going viral. And that video got the most views I've ever gotten at the time. Again,
This wasn't for Ashes, was it?
this was for Ashes.
This was for Ashes.
Yeah, it had 10,000 uses at the time, and then I did that, and that video got 1 million views, which was like the most
Wow.
it ever had. People were duetting it with the sound, doing the same thing that they did for the money thing, being like, "Oh, is it true? Will this video get a fuck ton of views?"
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them did. Like my video got views. My video got 1 million views to begin with. So if someone duets my video, clearly my video was good enough to get 1 million views. So their videos were getting 1 million views, and then it just snowballed like crazy. It went from me getting 10,000 uses in a span of like a week to the next day I woke up to 50,000 uses. The day
That's
after that,
insane.
100, then like 150, 200, just kept on going up. By the end of the month, I had like 1 million uses to the sound. And my streams went from 50 a day to like 50,000 a day to like 70,000 to 100,000 to 150. And that's when all the fucking labels started calling, bro.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, every single label under the sun tried to sign me. And then it like plateaued for a little bit. And then someone made a POV trend with my sound. So my sound just became like the POV sound. So, and you know, like there's POV
Yeah.
TikTokers, right? Every single POV TikToker just started using Ashes in every video that they did, even if it had nothing to do with the sound.
Wow.
And then it went from like, it got stuck at like 600,000 uses or something. Then it spiked to like 2 million because all the POV people were using my sound. And I was like, what the fuck? And the labels were all trying to sign me at 150, like when I was doing 150,000 streams a day. Like after the POV shit started blowing up, my song was doing like 350,000 streams a day. And then the conversation was completely different. Like Republic and Warner and Arista were all like, there was like a bidding war like amongst them to like sign me.
Did you sign with anyone at that time?
I
or no?
signed a single deal. I didn't want to get signed as an artist. Like I could have taken the fat bag up front, but like I didn't have a platform. Like my song was going viral because of clever videos that I'd made, but I didn't actually have a platform at the time. I had 50,000 followers on TikTok. I had 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my song was blowing up, but like no one fucking knew who I was.
Right.
So they would have signed me on a shit deal. Like shit in turn, it would have been a good deal because like the song was streaming enough that I could have comfortably gotten like $1 million record deal, like easily at that point in time. But I didn't want $1 million and have my life signed away,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I thought that I'd have more longevity than that exact moment. And no one really believed in me because the song blew up way bigger than me.
Right.
And then I essentially turned down all the record deals except for like it was Sony, Arista under Sony offered me a single deal for like $250,000. And it was just for the song. So I wasn't like technically signed to anyone and I could still release music the way I wanted to
So
release
was that like a
music.
distribution kind of deal where they would promote that one song for you, but you wouldn't be?
It wasn't a dish show deal. It was a record deal,
was a
but it was a
record deal?
single deal. So they owned. So I'd have to recoup, but I signed. It was a great deal. I signed a profit split deal, so it was like 50-50,
Uh huh.
and for one song. So like I signed it.
And a song you already knew was doing well, so you weren't like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And just continue to do better. And yeah, I signed that deal. That gave me like the money to move out here, and kind of like start it up. You know,
Yeah.
and
So
put out more music. But like other than that, I own fucking everything,
Mhm.
which is cool. You know?
Nice.
Like now it's paid off. Me not doing that then, I've made 5x, not 5x. I made like like almost 2x what I could have made.
Right.
Well, like back then, like already, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's like,
So then talk to me about like what advice would you have for someone that's trying to grow on TikTok and with their music? Because what you did then, that's not a strategy you're still doing. Is that strategy
oh,
like
that won't
died
work
off?
anymore. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
The
like,
times change on TikTok,
right.
you know, like,
What would you tell someone who's trying to promote their music on TikTok?
I mean,
Just like as opposed to just posting, you know?
honestly, like, I'm still trying to figure out what's working on TikTok half the time because everything's always changing. The best advice I can give you is just be on top of what is going viral on TikTok, like what is working for people, and take what's working for people and slightly flip it into something that is your own and post that. If you take someone else's idea, right, and copy it directly, you are going to get less views than them
Mhm.
because A, you're probably going to do it worse, right? And B, it's already been done before, so it's not new. If you take someone's idea and slightly flip it, then A, you're unique, and because you flipped it, you could have done it better,
Right.
right? If you do that, then I'd say your videos go viral. That's what I do. That's how I've stayed relevant for so long. My song blew up 3 years ago. I still get millions of views on my TikTok. You know,
Yeah.
my songs are still streaming well. I just kind of like flip ideas that other people have. You look at trends and you optimize them for yourself.
I agree with what you said. I think what I
Yeah.
tell people too is like, you can never try to be like someone else and expect to do better because the people that want to see that are already going to that person, you know? So you can never come in. I can never just try to steal your sound and sound exactly like you because
Yeah.
I'll never get your fan base because your fan base is going to stay with you. They're not going to try to come at someone who's trying to be like you, you know?
Right.
So I think finding something that's working and changing it, making it your own thing is always the best way to
Exactly.
music, whatever, anything in entertainment. You can never be
Yeah,
like,
and people have done it to me too. They've taken my ideas and flipped them and done them better.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah, yeah,
Crash Adams, for example.
right.
Like they flipped my idea for like interview content with people and they made it better. And I don't know if you know who Crash Adams is.
Dude, their music always comes up on my
Yeah,
YouTube and
they
just,
blew the fuck up. And I've interviewed them before. I've like done a podcast with them. Like,
yeah,
they credit their success in terms of the idea to me.
nice.
They got inspired by my idea
Mhm.
and they made their video which went ape shit fucking viral. It's incredible. And I'm just happy to
Is it the
be
Moonlight song? Kiss Me, the
Give Me a Kiss. No, it was more the video style of
the
like,
style video
yeah, it was more the video style.
where they're, yeah, I mean, dude, it like catches you off the first second it plays on like on a
Yeah,
YouTube video.
like the bad then good. I technically didn't inspire that directly, but I inspired them going out in public and, you know, interviewing people and be like, hey, this is I think we talked about it, but like essentially I just pushed them in the right direction because I was friends with them and they optimized my idea
Mhm.
and they made it better and now they blew the fuck up, you know?
Right.
Like they took what I did and made it better. I've taken ideas from people and I've made it better and it blew up my shit. Like there was a trend that was like, I don't know if you saw that trend where people like fake phone calling their exes and like making them like pretending like they bought like something crazy on their credit card or
I
whatever.
saw that you did something like that where you like have the computer playing it for you.
Exactly.
I did see
But
that. Yeah.
I didn't come up with that idea.
Yeah.
I just flipped it to fit my song
Right.
and mine was better in terms of like the concept. You know, what the other people were doing was like calling their friends and making them think that they like spent like someone stole their credit card and spent
Right.
like $7,000. But I flipped it to me calling my ex,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which I feel like hits a lot more
Mm-hmm.
because like it's oh fuck your ex, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So I just feel like I optimized the idea, which
Nice.
is what I recommend people do on TikTok. Just take something that's working and make it your own. Like that's the only advice I can give. Like TikTok's always changing. There's no set pattern that you can just do that works. You know, you always have to adapt, otherwise you'll fall off.
Right.
Yeah.
So take a step back. We talked about the music. We got in depth with that. How was this on like your family side of things? Because you do come from an Indian background.
They've
right?
always been supportive, and I think I said earlier in the podcast, like when I was in high school, I was making more money than my teachers were, right? And I didn't know what to fucking do with that money.
Yeah.
Like I just went shopping. I'd spend like $1,000 at the mall and be like, I'm a big baller. You know what I mean? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The money just kind of like sat there, and my parents were like, nah, you got to go to college. Like I don't know if this is sustainable, which is completely valid on their end because it was a fucking Fortnite YouTuber.
Right.
Like Fortnite, like if it fell off, then came back. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but like essentially went from making a fuck ton of money playing Fortnite to me making a fuck ton of money off of music. And they were like, you know what? You know how to make money on the internet. Just do what you want. Like, we have faith in you.
So was it acceptance because you were making money, or let's say you weren't making shit and this was something you were just trying to
They
do?
would have encouraged it, but they wouldn't let me drop out.
Right.
I proved to them that I did it twice in different areas. Like, I blew up with YouTube for gaming, and I blew up my TikTok for music. They're completely different.
Are they from here, or your parents moved?
They're from
here?
India,
They're
but they're
from
very like forward thinking. You
Uh-huh.
know, they're like they like were completely supportive of everything I was doing, and they saw the money coming in, and that was like a justifying factor because it was the second time that this had happened.
Right.
It wasn't the first time. It wasn't like, oh, what the fuck? It was like, you did it again.
So when you say a fuck ton of money in high school for Fortnite videos, what did that look like? What was like
It wasn't
ton?
it wasn't a fuck ton. It was just more than my teachers, and
Which is that's a lot still,
yeah.
right?
And the only reason why I know it was more than my teachers is because like in like my psychology class, my teacher asked me how much I was making a month, and I was like, oh, I'm making like $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
I mean, at the time, I didn't even know what to fucking spend it on. I just used to go home and play video games all day. You know what I mean? I would just upgrade my setup.
Yeah.
But she was like, "That's more than I make." And then she told every fucking teacher at the school that I made more.
What's
than
a
them.
big school? Did you go to a private school?
No, it was a public school.
And then
Yeah, I mean, shout out that teacher though. She was really cool. But like, I was very like nerdy in high school, and I'd kind of like stuck to myself. I was a smart kid, you know. Like, went to a tech school for CS.
where'd you go for college?
WPI. It's like a small polytechnic school in Massachusetts.
Okay, you said you're from Boston. I was like, damn, does this motherfucker go to MIT or something?
I mean, WPI is like MIT's like rival school for
Oh, yeah?
yeah, but like not for academics. People at MIT are definitely smarter. But like MIT WPI's robotics program is like the best robotics program in the world. So it's they competed with each other, you know what I mean?
So I went to a boarding school in high school, right? And then we sucked at every sport, like whatever, like the worst division you could get. I was talking about this last time too. Our football team would play like against the school of the deaf, right? So it was like we'd have like the lowest. Not no disrespect to them, but I'm saying like our school was awful at every sport we did. But the one thing two things we were really good at: badminton and robotics. So we had like this robotics team
Yeah.
in high school, and then like these kids, because like a boarding school, like everyone was from like Asia. Most like
Yeah.
a high percentage were from Asia, and they live in dorm rooms on campus.
Yeah.
So then every kid came there like trying out for this robotics team. The most insane robotics team. They like travel the world doing robotics tournaments and stuff like that.
That's sick.
And then I like watched them building these crazy robots. I'm like, and there's like people, there's crowds and shit. I didn't know that was like a thing until like I was there.
No,
Like,
it is a thing.
it was wild. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I know about it because my school was big into that. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
the
yeah.
nerdiest, no disrespect to them, but the nerdiest fucking kids in this little group that wouldn't like talk to anyone but each other.
Yeah,
Is that
no.
kind of what it was?
I mean, yeah, my school was very, very nerdy. I felt like I didn't really belong there at all. But like, no, I did not belong there at all. I rushed my like a frat there though.
The
And
robotics.
no, I mean like the school was so small that like if you wanted a social life, you had to join a frat. Like small schools are kind of like that. Like I would have never joined a frat. I don't see myself as like a frat kid. Like if I went to like a public school, you know, like a UMass or like UCLA or some shit like that. But like at smaller schools, like the social life comes from being in a fraternity or a sorority. So I felt like obligated to rush one. So I joined one, and they brought real structure to my life because I got the shit hazed out of me. And like I had,
what'd they do?
I'm not gonna talk about it because yeah, I can't give them a bad look. You know what I mean? But essentially, they just helped me organize my life because I didn't have time for anything. You know, like, and it gave me like, it taught me how to like be more organized. You know, and that is attributed to my success today because I'm always on top of my shit. I'm very punctual. I'll be places on time. If I'm not on time, I'll give people like a heads up. Hey, I'm gonna be like late. Blah blah blah. Is that okay? Or and I get a fuck ton of shit done in the day. Like I work fucking from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed on the weekdays. On the weekends, I'm a fucking degenerate party animal. But like,
Are you? So it's completely different. Like
oh
Monday
yeah,
through Friday,
complete
you're
flip. But like I grind my ass off all week, and the second it hits Friday, I don't do jack shit until I recover from my hangover Sunday, and then I plan my week Sunday night, and then get back into the grind.
So we were talking about it before we started the podcast. He has 15 noise complaints in his apartment downstairs.
Yeah.
Can I talk about that?
Yeah.
One more and you're out, huh?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say much because I don't want them to have proof against me. Because I'm not trying to get evicted. But yes, I do tend to have. I did have people over some couple times. Maybe. Yeah, I'm just not gonna talk about it. I don't want to get evicted.
Okay, we won't talk about it.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, so no, I have a fuck ton of noise complaints. A lot of my neighbors hate me. I'm a very social person and I like interacting with people, so I'll often invite girls back to my spot, you know, and like when it's later at night, neighbors tend to get angry. You know, one of my neighbors tried to fight me.
So I don't know if what I saw was real, but the other day when I was with Evil, we were driving by.
Yeah.
We saw you getting in like this Uber car, this big Uber, right?
Yeah.
There's this white old guy yelling at you. Was it at you?
That you saw
I
that
saw
shit?
it.
Oh my god, bro, that guy tried to fight me that day. That guy literally tried to fight me. He hopped over my fence, got in my face, but my buddy had a big like is it a Doberman or what's the fucking other massive dog?
Great Dane, right?
Great Dane. He has a Great Dane. The Great Dane went ape shit on him. And he like got scared off. He was fucking yelling at me. Do you remember that?
Dude, I'm driving by, all I see is this white guy looking at you just
Bro,
boom, boom.
he fucking literally tried to fight me that day. It's because, oh my god, the building across from my building doesn't have like thick windows, and I don't even know if, like they have AC or whatever, so they like keep their windows open, and they can hear fucking everything.
Yeah, so I dealt with something at the same building you're talking about right now. One time I was filming with, I don't know if you know Shane. Shane's really loud all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
So he was filming something right at the bottom of the street.
yeah.
And from that building near you, all I hear is, shut up!
It's that one
Probably the
guy, bro.
guy.
He's a fucking crackhead, bro. I swear to God. He calls me Boston. I don't know how the fuck he knows I'm from Boston, but whatever. Whenever I leave my door, he opens his window. Hey, Boston, fuck you, mate.
Wait,
We're gonna have a serious fucking problem, mate. If you keep
Oh,
faking
is he
making
Australian?
noise, mate. Yes, he's Australian. Australian crackhead motherfucker. Holy shit. He creeps me the fuck out. He shines like laser pointers into
you
my building.
serious?
Like, yeah, when the light's on too late. You're like, close your blinds, mate.
Holy shit.
I don't fucking get it, bro. Holy shit. Like, maybe you should fucking close your blinds and you won't see light coming from mine. Like, you ever think of that?
I saw like a golden moment then, huh?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you did. That moment's the moment I tell people about pretty often. I can't believe. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
witnessed
drove
that
right
shit.
by you were some girl getting in an
That was
Uber or
Kendra.
something.
Yeah,
Kendra's the porn star?
porn star, yeah.
Dude, you have all kinds of shit going on in this
Oh yeah.
apartment.
No,
bro.
my social life is very interesting. Yeah.
'Cause, we were walking by her place and you pointed out like the doormat on the floor.
Oh
It
yeah.
was like the doormat in front of this girl's door said, "It's not a whorehouse, it's a whore home."
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
I was
My
like,
my
damn.
neighbor is Kendra Sunderland. She's a pretty big porn star. She's like I'm really tight with her. She's such a sweet girl. Like we go to shit all the time. She's very cool. But yeah, that day we were going to B Dave's fight, which convenient that I bumped into.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, yeah. I was.
Yeah. We bumped into you on the street and then
Yes, that was the day I saw the guy yelling at you.
yes, and the night before I blacked the fuck out, so I don't remember shit. And he was freaking out at me, and I'm like, bro, I don't have time for this, like at all. Fuck you. You live in the other building. Like, fuck off.
So he's not even in your building. And
No.
he like takes his time to come to your building
Dude,
to do this.
I don't understand. Like, close your fucking windows. Like, why are your windows open? That's why you can hear us. You know, like, how is it my fault that you're leaving your windows open every day?
Does he live by himself?
He lives with his girlfriend who was swearing at Kendra, and Kendra wasn't even at my house the night before.
Oh, she doesn't like you. His girl doesn't like you guys either.
No, dude. But like, also they're like, it's not like they're nice about it. They're not like, yo, can you please keep the volume down? They like fucking cuss us out every time we.
Then it probably was them that yelled at me from inside.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, that guy's ridiculous. Yeah, no, fuck that. He's annoying as fuck. The rest of the people who live in my building are relatively cool. Everyone's doing cool shit. But yeah, no, the building across from us is.
Dude, this street has all kinds of weird stuff going on. Like, we're friends with the people above us, like somewhere up there.
Yeah.
And like, what happened? Like, he said, like, one time he like looks out the window and like this guy has like a shotgun outside, right?
I don't know.
Right? Like some kind of weird. Like she'll hear screaming and then she'll call her husband. Her husband will like wake up. Like, what's going on? There's some dude with a shotgun. He's just like, oh, like it's like that. Like they don't even care.
Yeah, I don't know. The street. I mean, street has a lot of cool people on it. I mean, I feel like it's this area of LA is a lot safer than a lot of.
No, it's definitely
other
safer.
places,
No. He was probably protecting the city with a shotgun.
Just walking around.
No, I mean,
Red Dead Redemption. Bro.
right, dude. West Hollywood edition.
Yeah.
He comes from like,
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like some shit going on up here next in the building over the other day. Were you here, Brittany? I don't think you were here. There was some guy and girl yelling. There's some girl yelling, like it's crazy, like going super crazy, this, that. And then like I open these blinds and I just see all the neighbors' heads just looking out.
Really?
And then we're just like we're meeting each neighbor. What's up, bro? Kia, nice to meet you. It's just hilarious. It's like how the neighborhood connects is off this crazy shit.
That's funny.
So like yeah, all kinds of shit goes on this street. But
Yeah. A lot of cool people live on our street too, though.
I didn't know that. I literally thought it was all crazy people.
I mean, yeah, no. Jaden Hosler lives on the street. You said,
I've heard his name.
yeah, Jaden.
It's a guy, right?
He was a part of the Sway House. Do you know Nessa Barrett and Bryce Hall and like
Okay, yeah,
Josh
yeah.
Richards?
Yeah.
So Josh Richards' best friend was Jaden Hosler, and Josh Richards' girlfriend was Nessa, and Nessa cheated on Josh with Jaden.
Whoa, these
You didn't hear about this?
No.
This is like big news. It's big TikTok drama.
like old back in the
Like last year before, yeah.
Is this so they all lived in the Sway house and then he
Yeah,
moved
Sway
here?
House. Yeah, now he's like exiled from like.
Oh really?
I mean, I'd say so because like I feel like most people take Josh's side on it because like he was his best friend, and then like Ness like kind of stole his best friend's girlfriend. You know.
What are they all up to? Like Josh has the podcast with what's his name now, right?
Yeah, with Dave Portnoy,
Yeah. and then
Boston head.
He is a Boston.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel bad for Jaden. I personally love his music. I mean, they're also young kids. Like people make stupid decisions when they're young. I bet he regrets it now. He might not, but like,
So he's on the street currently?
yeah, he lives on the street.
Where are all these people? Where do you come from?
The person who used to live in my apartment before I moved in was what's her fucking name? Mads Lewis.
Mads Lewis.
Mads Lewis. Okay, yeah, she's pretty big. And then my neighbor's a porn star.
Who's Mads Lewis? Sounds familiar.
She used to date Taylor Holder, and there was like a bunch of drama with him.
Yeah.
Remember how like people were like speaking badly about Taylor Holder, like saying he
Dude, there's
did.
so much drama. in
Yeah,
this
I know.
thing,
I honestly hate drama. I just kind of like watch it. I don't really keep up with it, and I don't really like to interject my opinions into them because it's like I don't fucking care, and I don't want people to think I fucking care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just like kind of know what's up. You know?
Interesting. So, like, a lot of drama happens in the music industry in general too. Like, a lot of shit happens.
Yes.
People like ruin their image, ruin their name.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like, how hard is it to make a comeback? If you like, I'm talking guys like 6ix9ine, like Kanye, stuff like that. How hard is it to make a comeback? into music?
I mean, if you're that deep in, yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, Kanye, like, I think Kanye can make a comeback just because like he's a goat in music to begin with. He like inspired generations. But yeah, the shit he's like doing now is like ridiculous.
Do you think he like?
I think he's doing it on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he meant to go into this like as like some kind of stunt to like get his name out?
I think maybe he's just like curious to how far he can go.
But he went too far. Like this.
That's the thing. But like before that, he didn't go too far. But like he was still being crazy.
But even before that, he was like on the line.
He's on the
But
line.
Now
but
he's like
that's what I'm
crossed
saying
it.
though. So like that's what he was saying. He was trying to see how far he could go. But now he like.
Like to bring up stuff like.
No,
Hitler
I know.
and stuff
I know
like
that.
you know?
It's so stupid. My best friend is Jewish, and he like was on Kanye's side before like
Before
the
he said
Nazi
that?
shit.
Yeah.
Then after the Nazi shit, he was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
No, because it's bad. And then like all the shit he's saying, all like any controversial topic out there, Black Lives Matter, anything bad, he's like taking the opposite side of like,
yeah, I don't know what's going through his head. I personally love his music, and I love the creative genius that the man is, and I will always look at him as an idol for like music. But like, I don't know what the fuck's going through his head, like publicly and when he like talks and shit. I don't want to talk bad about him because I fucking love him to death. But like, I don't know, man. Like,
he's also been known for like if he's standing for something, he goes in it all the way in. So I'm wondering like
Yeah.
did he go too far into it? Now he's just kind of like there's no turning back, so I have to live what I've already been saying.
I don't know, dude. With the shit he was saying, I don't agree with it.
Obviously,
I don't think anyone fucking agrees with it. I don't know what's going through his head, but I think he is taking a little far for sure.
yeah. I mean, he has some like there was a video of him. Like the dude's kind of just weird too. Like there's a video of him like there's traffic going right, like this, you know, like the streets of like Malibu or like there's
Yeah.
like this streets like they're just open highways, Pacific Coast Highway, whatever.
Yeah.
There's like a video of him just sitting on the side like of the road, just sitting there with like a raincoat on. It's like raining. I'm like, dude, what the it's kind of weird, right?
I don't know. I can see Kanye doing that though. Yeah, I don't know. He's just a very interesting man. Yeah, right now he's not doing the smartest things in the
So
world.
that's yeah. I'm wondering like 6ix9ine. I think he's never gonna be at the level he was on.
Yeah, I think Kanye could recover if he's just like, oh, like maybe it was like a medical problem, or hey, like I totally fucked up. Like I was just doing that as a social experiment to see if I could get canceled. Because honestly, it looks like that at that point. Like who the fuck actually says shit he's saying?
Right. Right. Right.
So, I think he could recover because everyone loves his music.
Mhm.
Like I don't know about everyone, but like a majority of people like Kanye's music specifically.
So music he
Yeah.
could come back in, but not you're saying not things like
No,
his
I think he
brand and
could
whatnot.
recover his image a little bit if he drops like an amazing album, you know? Because people are just gonna listen to the album and be like, "This is fucking amazing," and then if he like apologizes and shit, then maybe he could recover a little bit. But like 6ix9ine's done, bro. There's no way,
Yeah, I mean he's trying to. He even got into some shit with Steve Will Do It. Did you see that?
bro. Like the
He's
dude,
messing up his image with everyone.
bro. Like 6ix9ine, first of all, blew up being like a gangster rapper,
Right.
right? Like he was part of the Bloods, right?
Right.
And
Supposedly.
then snitched on them, so completely ruined that image. Came out publicly that he wasn't a Blood, just did it for his image, and then is still talking shit and still trying to cause up drama. Like I don't know. And he also had a time and he had very niche music, right?
Right.
I think he was just like a fad, kind of like Lil
To be
Pump.
fair, every song he dropped was a hit. It was really like
I personally thought his music went hard for like gym workouts and stuff. It's
Yeah.
very acquired taste. Some people hate him, but like I liked a couple of his
Oh,
songs.
I agree.
for
I
sure.
think his songs were
Like
actually pretty good.
Swervin', like his feature on Swervin' with like A Boogie, fucking love that song. Like Kika with Tory Lanez, fire.
Billy.
Billy, yeah, I mean some of his shit slap, bro. Like it did, but also I do think it was very like niche. Like you don't really talk about like Lil Pump anymore.
No. What
I,
yeah, what
I
happened?
kind
to
of like
that?
Gucci Gang when that shit came out, bro.
That was alright.
It kind of
Yeah.
went hard. Like Boss, like yeah, it was repetitive as shit, but like people have eras and music changes, and he had an era. I don't see any. There wasn't really longevity to it, and he did all this shit and fucked up his image entirely, and his music doesn't really have longevity. So I don't think he could make a comeback.
Imagine he lived in your building down there with
Bro,
the guy.
If I knew he lived there, then he'd have to like not because of me, but like if people knew where he lived, he'd have to move because that's how much of like a
No,
target
I'm
he has
mentioning.
on
I'm
his
talking about
back.
your Australian roommate. Can I imagine what he would go through if 6ix9ine lived down there?
Oh, bro, everyone fucking hates. It's not, oh my god, I don't know if he would cause a ruckus now. I think 6ix9ine moves differently.
Yeah. No, I mean he has to, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think
Yes.
he'd be quiet. I think he'd have a bunch of security. I don't think he would be going out places. So honestly, my crazy roommate might like 6ix9ine more.
More
Not
than
crazy roommate,
Stellar.
crazy neighbor. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's how has like music treated you in the entertainment coming from ultimately TikTok? Like,
Honestly, like I can't complain
really?
about it. Like I mean, obviously there's things that I wish were better, right? But like everyone can wish for things to be better, but like music's been treating me really well. I'm streaming really well. I'm at today is the highest I've ever been for all-time streams ever. You know, like everyone used to call me a one-hit wonder when I only had one song out that was streaming really well. No fucking shit, I'm a one-hit wonder. I have one song out. You know, like but like I have more songs out now that are all also performing extremely well. You know, like I kind of like broke that image that I had for a little while, and I have dozens of songs streaming incredibly well. Like a majority of my streams are coming from my independent catalog that isn't signed. I get to keep my bag, you know, like I'm living comfortably in LA. My life is super fun. I get to party on the weekends with like people you see on your For You page and artists that you listen to.
Right.
You know, I'm friends with these people. I'm friends with porn stars, which is also really cool. You know, like I'm having fucking fun, bro. Like, and it's all because of music and the people that support me. And I fucking love making music. So it's like when I go to work, it's not fucking work.
Yeah.
Like when I go in maybe once a week to the studio. That's not a work day, bro. That's a fun day.
Mhm.
You know, like the days where I'm at home doing like the back end bullshit for music, we're like, oh, like I gotta email this producer about the producer, like I gotta pay this producer about the fees because my manager said that he wants this amount, but I don't agree with it. So I tell my management like I don't want to pay this much, and there's fucking back and forth going through, and I gotta call the producer, talk him like to a point where like we're both on the same page, and like that stuff's like annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Are you
like
doing all that yourself? Like you don't have
my
someone doing
managers
it?
handle most of it,
Yeah.
but like sometimes I gotta get involved. And then back end merch bullshit. Like if like recently I went down to the textile district in Los Angeles so I can reduce my margins on merch sales. No, increase my margins on
What's your
sales.
merch? Are you wearing anything or no?
I don't have it on right now, but my merch kind of looks designer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
I
tailored.
want one.
But yeah, so essentially I went to the textile district like 2 days ago to like see if I could like reduce the cost of making the hoodies so I could make more off of each sale. So
Are you
just like random shit like that, you know what I mean? Or like working on the assets for a song when they come out, like the lyric video, the artwork, making sure the song's like 100% the way I want it to sound in terms of mixing, mastering. There's a lot that goes into the music behind the scenes, like a lot. TikToks, setting up like a studio shoot with a like videographer, sending it to my editor, making sure it looks exactly the way I want it to, and putting it out like every single day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's just like a lot of shit that goes into it. That stuff's not as fun. Being in shooting the TikToks, like being at the studio, like recording them, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, like making music at the studio, that's fun. Editing the songs when you're not at the studio to make them exactly how you want it to sound, that's not a lot of fun. You know, but like when I go in once a week to make music, that day's like probably like one of the funnest days all week for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one other thing I wanted to ask you was about your song Ashes. Like where'd the inspiration for that come from? How long was it before you like made that song in your music career and you were like, this is it?
So, yeah, so I started making music 2018, right at the end of the year, right? So, and then 2019, I made a bunch of songs that were like pop rap. So like a little rap heavy, but it was like melodic pop rap. So, you could think like Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD was like a big inspiration for me. So it kind of like sounded similar to that, or like the Kid Leroy, or like, you know what I mean? And I put out a project. I thought I'm gonna be famous, dropping this project. You know, like the songs honestly were really good. I was never bad at making music. I was always good at it, like right off the rip. Like my songs, the third song I ever wrote right now has like 2 million views on YouTube. You know, like people love that song. That was the third song I ever wrote. It's called Last Summer, but it was on my old project, right? And when I dropped this old project, I thought, hey, I'm gonna be famous. Like the songs on this are like amazing. Dropped it, nothing fucking happened. You know, like I'm like, okay, maybe it isn't that easy.
Right.
Maybe I gotta learn how to market. You know, everyone thinks that though. Like, if you haven't actually made music or like put anything out and you're sitting on a bunch of shit that you think is awesome, you just have this gut feeling that when you drop it, you're gonna be famous. But once you actually do it and nothing happens, then that's when you like realize, oh, marketing is important.
So what's Ashes about?
Ashes. So I made Ashes like half a year after that, right? So pretty close to when I dropped the EP or whatever. And Ashes was just about experiences with my previous exes. Like I've been crazy about girls before, you know? It was just me talking about how I like toxic shit, and it's sometimes fun, you know, when a girl drives you nuts. Like it's like an upbeat love song.
Yeah.
You know? And it was about two experiences, two girls combined, kind of like pulled from both of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wrote that song, fastest song I've ever, not anymore actually. Fastest song that is performed really well I've ever written, right? And funny thing is I was recording that song. I pulled up the beat for that song. It was a YouTube beat. I pulled up the beat. I was
Oh,
at
that was
home.
a YouTube. That wasn't even like a produced beat.
No, dude. At the time, I had no following. I had nothing. I had no connections to
Did you
anyone.
end up buying that beat?
Yeah. So long story. I'll tell you it though. So yeah. So I'm at home for break, right? This is winter break, my sophomore year of college, and I am on YouTube, right, surfing for music because that was the only time I had time to make music, right? When I was off from school because CS took a lot of my time. I'm surfing YouTube. I come across this beat. I've already written like 3 songs, right? This is the last day right before I'm going back to school. And I play a beat. And it's the Ashes beat. And I'm like, holy shit, this is cool. It's like different. I'd never made a pop song before. Before that, it was all like melodic rap. And then I just freestyled, ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, I'ma fucking blow all the ashes down. I just freestyled that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't really think anything of it, but my dad was walking by and he heard that and he opened the door and he's like, yo, did you say like ring around the rosy? That's really cool. I think you should make that a song right now. Like, I think it could be a hit. And I'm like, really? You think so? And he's like, yeah. Like, just finish that song. Finish it up today. And I was like, okay. So I wrote Ashes. Took me like 2 hours to write it. Wrote the whole thing. Used that as a hook. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go crazy for you now is what I freestyled. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write the song about like me going crazy for a girl. True from like past experiences. Wrote the song. And my dad loved it even more because I showed it to him like, you think I should record this? And I was literally supposed to go to school the next day. Right?
Did you stay home?
So, I mean, school didn't start the next day. School started the day
Okay.
after that. I just wanted to go before so I could be there so I didn't show up the day I started. My dad said, no, don't go to school. Go to Boston and cut it at the studio.
Really?
So I went to Boston and cut it at the studio and had that song made in 2 days, like almost like 100% done.
Give
and then
that man a percentage.
Yeah, shout out Pops for that shit. And go to school and anyone I played that song for was like, dude, what the fuck? This is amazing. Why don't you make more music like this? First pop song I ever wrote. Right? Like I made like pop rap before that. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, send me it. And that was the first time people were asking me to send them the like Google Drive of the song. And I probably sent it like 50 people.
Wow.
So 50 people were just like listening to this fucking Google Drive song. And I'm like, that's like more people like have shown interest in the song than I've ever had interest in anything from anyone in my career so far. Right? So I'm like, well, shit, maybe I have something here. But back to school, you know, like didn't have time to do shit. So I just sat on the record until, boom, COVID hit. No more school. We got a term off. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, what else am I going to do? Let me promote this record on TikTok. Arizona Zervis is blowing up off TikTok. Fucking Lil Nas X is blowing up off TikTok. Everyone's saying the song is good. Let me promote it. First video I post with it gets like 5,000 views on TikTok, which is the most I've ever gone on TikTok at the time. I had like 100 followers, you know?
Wow.
And I'm like, maybe I have something here. So I kept promoting it. Videos kept doing better. And then
That's all she
I
wrote.
explained earlier on the process of how the shit started exploding.
Wow.
But yeah, that song brought me from like literally 0 to 100.
Dude, your dad. I didn't know. Your
Yeah,
dad.
shout out Pop.
I was
Shout out
over here
Pops
like
for that. Yeah,
I thought your parents were like gonna be not supportive of this. That your dad's the
dude,
reason you're here, bro.
My family is the reason why I'm here. I would not be here without them. They gave me my parents struggled. Like they came out of India. They're smart as fuck. My parents are smart as fuck. They went to IIT in India, which is like equivalent to like MIT. It's like one of the hardest schools in India. They didn't come from rich families. They came like they made it out of India being smart. And they moved here to give me like I wouldn't say to give me another chance. More like because they knew that there was more opportunity here. They were doing well for themselves in India too, but they wanted to like grow. So they moved here, right? And my parents definitely have done well for themselves. And they've also been really supportive. So I had like security with them and like a jumping pad to jump off of. And they always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do. I would never say that, oh, I made it like myself. Like if it wasn't for them and them supporting me, I wouldn't have made it. But like, also, I want to set an example for, you know, like a lot of Indian parents are very like tough on their kids and like, oh, you have to be a doctor. You have to be this, that. I'm like an exception from the norm. You can make money doing this shit, you know? You just got to like prove to your parents that you care about and you're passionate about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll support you. Even my parents made me be an engineer when I was making money. But you just got to prove to them that you can make money.
Yeah.
And you're good at what you do. Because my parents love my shit. They loved it. But like, I showed them like proof that it could be something and they completely supported it, you know?
I think that's the thing also I talk about a lot is like coming from a Middle Eastern family, like I started not making money the way you did off your YouTube stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing this for the longest time. I was trying to get into something and I wasn't making shit. Like I wasn't making a penny off what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was still so passionate because I knew one day I could. But my parents weren't seeing that, which is like understandable coming from where they came from, coming from Iran. Like all they see is school is the way out. Like,
right.
Sure, you could follow your dreams, but it's not making you money. So let's go to school, like while on top of while you're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I did that though.
Exactly. And then the second I started monetizing is the second that I wouldn't say their support, but the second they saw like it's actually possible to do it when they were like, okay, we'll let you take a step back from school. We'll let you focus on this because there is potential. Like
exactly.
Showing us,
You just
right?
gotta like, if you are like an aspiring kid trying to like make it in a creative space and your parents are tough on you, right? They're the stereotypical brown parents, right? You just gotta prove to them, you know, you gotta do them both at the same time until you can show them physical proof. And I feel like most parents will be supportive at that point.
Yeah, I mean, once it comes to money, that's like what I'm trying to change. I want to change the whole thing and make it from like, I want these Middle Eastern parents to be supportive of their kids when they're chasing their dream, as opposed to start supporting when they start monetizing off.
I feel like you got to play both sides though.
100%. Like, you can't do something in your life if you're not making money from it, obviously. Right. But like, they also have to understand that this is an industry where like it's gonna take years and years of work before you could get.
I feel like a lot of like Middle Eastern parents or Indian parents, even if you're making a shit ton of money, will make you finish school.
That's where I'm at too.
That's where I feel like there needs to be a shift in the culture, you know?
So I mean, I do understand that like in their culture, like it's huge. That piece of paper means the world to them, even if you don't use it.
Yeah.
And I told my mom too, like, I'll get it one day. Just let me focus on what I'm doing now. I'll go back. Whether I hired someone that looks like me to sit in school for me or whatever.
My mom says that sometimes. Like my mom's like, "Oh, are you gonna finish your business degree?" I mean, I was CS and I changed to business when shit started going like really good. And I'm like, no, like, why? Yeah. There's no point anymore. Like the only reason why I would even like consider finishing my business degree is to actually learn about business. Yeah. Because I'm curious about it. But like, I don't know. I don't even know if I need a degree. I could probably just Google shit.
Yeah, but people have to understand it's hard as fuck. Like this isn't like a simple thing that you could just leave school and expect to happen.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like if like to anyone who's needing advice, yeah, just do both things until like you can support yourself with the thing you love, and then chase your passion.
I think the thing is like if your parents are like you have to go to school, like there's nothing you can do about it. If you're under their roof, you got to live under their rules.
Yeah,
I think go to school, but then like sure, like. Take a step back, get B's instead of A's. Focus on what you actually want to do.
Yeah, in college, bro, like as long as you get into college, I don't think your parents will give a flying fuck. Yeah. If you're getting B's in college, like what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah, mine would care.
Really?
No, I mean I've never had a C, but B's they're like, come on. But if I had a C, they'd be.
Oh really? I was getting C's, like C's get degrees, like.
Really? Oh yeah.
Oh, I was so bad at computer science, bro.
Well, dude. I was undecided, and I got into business because I didn't want to do shit else.
Yeah.
I was like in high school though. I was really focused and. I used to have, they also called me ramen head.
Really?
And in high school, I used to have hair like that.
Hell yeah.
And then I was like, no, it's just too much. Because I went to Indonesia with one of my friends.
Yeah.
And then he was getting a haircut. And he's like, you want to get a haircut? I'm like, can I just dye my hair? Like, my parents aren't here. Can I do some crazy shit? So then I got hair like that. But mine looked really bad. Like, I didn't have curly hair like you. Like, that shit looks dope. Thanks. So mine was like, imagine just like black sides, black back, and just flat to the side, just like blonde. It was so bad. They called me ramen head. And then I let it grow, and it was short. It was like really short. So it was really ugly. Like I looked like I belonged in West Hollywood.
That's funny.
And then I got highlights, blonde highlights, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I did the hair for the image, and then I kind of fell in love with it. You know?
No, it looks cool. It looks like with curly hair.
Yeah, people can't see me without this now, because if it's because it grows out every.
It's like a beard. Like once you have a beard, like
exactly,
you can't see it without it.
Yeah, and yeah, me and Tiago had this conversation actually, like 2 years ago, right before we moved out. We're like. Bro, we look too normal. We gotta like do something about the image, like make it so like people know who we are. And then a week after that, he dyed his hair.
I thought you said he died. I was like, when did he die? And you guys like, if I like squint, if you had blue hair too, you guys look the same.
Dude, I get that all the time. People confuse us. Like we do look similar, except we're like
battery die.
He's like Latino, right? And,
yeah, that's crazy, right? Like I thought the dude was Middle Eastern.
Yeah, or Indian. A lot of people. Yeah. But I also get from people like I get little like Spanish kids coming up to me and fucking speaking Spanish, you know?
Yeah, you could go.
Like expecting me to like.
Hola, Stellar. Me gusta tu música.
Yeah, then I'm just like, what? no, hablo anglases. I can't speak English.
No hablo
Spanish. No hablo Spanish. Yeah, I don't know Spanish. I can speak Hindi though.
Can you?
Yeah. मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ तुम कैसे हो?
Oh shit! Can you get a translation?
Cool.
Are you from Pakistan?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, cool.
Interchangeable.
Yeah. Urdu, Hindi, same thing.
Before we started, Arman he's they're close enough, right? You're not Pakistani. You're Pakistani, right?
I mean, I mean, people from Pakistan and India will make a very clear distinction between the two, but it's.
They were referencing each other as.
I don't care, bro. Like. You're a brown boy. I'm a brown boy. That's
you guys weren't before the podcast. You were like, I'm 7-Eleven. You're 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven and 9-11. Yeah.
What am I? I need something too. I'm not on 9/11 though, am I?
Yeah, Middle Eastern. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Like if
No,
you're
I know, but like, yeah,
You're not
fine. Yeah, I'll take 9. I prefer 9/11 over 7/11.
stereotype, you
At
know.
least one gets a little bit of a thrill.
Oh God. Yeah, the fucking FBI gonna be knocking on your door.
No,
now.
the 7/11 one is what I'm talking about. What were you
Oh,
thinking?
oh,
Oh, no, that's not what I meant.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
No,
right,
but like I think it's cool what I'm doing for a lot of brown kids because a lot of brown kids like look up to me because I'm doing what they want to do and their parents like are very strict about it. So I mean, I want to be kind of like the martyr for them to like follow because there isn't really like a massive Indian in the pop space at all, or even like Nav's a massive Indian in like the rap space, but like you know, it's like an acquired taste
Right.
for a lot of like rap music. Pop music anyone can listen to. I want to be like a household name so people can be like, "Oh, Stellar did it and
Right.
he's Indian." You know, like I want to be a martyr for kids around the world
That's great.
for that shit. Yeah.
Keep that
First
shit
one,
up.
let's go. I wanna be it.
one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for today's episode.
That.
Thank you guys for watching episode 10 of the No Script Podcast. Thank you to Stellar. Make sure you
course.
guys go check out his music. What is it
Let's
under?
go. Spotify, Stellar everywhere. Yeah. Just dropped a song today, yesterday.
What's it called?
Cold Outside. Check it out everywhere.
Go check out Cold Outside. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Kian Nalbandi. This is Stellar.
Sir.
I'll see you guys next time for
Peace.
another episode. Peace.